Yo, what is up guys, my name is Keydolf and this is a guide on how to farm Zorah Magdaros. Known as the Scorching Mountain Dragon, Zorah Magdaros spends much of his story in Monster Hunter World attempting to travel to the Everstream in an attempt to die peacefully. However, it is your job to take it on and force it to die in another location to prevent the disaster from happening. This is a mission for Hunter rank 6 or above. The Zorah Magdaros fight consists of two phases, but I will cover them later in the video. First, let's take a look at its weaknesses. Let's skip the breakable body parts for now since you will only need them in phase 2. Instead, let's take a look at the elements first since you will only need them in phase 1 or whenever you're using ranged weapons. That being said, the best elements to use from strongest to weakest are dragon, water, ice and thunder. As for the ailments, he will resist every one of them. Now let's talk equipment. There is not a specific type of weapon to use here, although ranged would be pretty nice to dodge the spewing fire coming out of his magma cores, since they can be pretty hard to dodge. Just pick whatever suits you and you think you can deal the most damage with. Alright, now let's talk about phase 1. In phase 1 you begin on the back of Zorah Magdaros and you will have to take out the magma cores if you can. If you remember where they are from the last fight, that's good, because they're in the exact same spot here. One in the middle, then one straight underneath it, and one on the volcano on its back. Go get the magma cores and begin chopping at them, taking them out one by one. Meanwhile, those on land will damage Zorah Magdaros and eventually bind him, at which point the core in its head is also revealed. Just try to do as much damage as you can while on its back. Now one specific thing to do is to shoot the giant stone pillars above Zora whenever he passes under it. This will make them fall down and deal a large chunk of damage to him. Oh, and by the way, Nergigante will also show up to be a nuisance. But you can simply just ignore him and wait for Zora to get to the barricade point, at which the battle will transition into phase 2. But while waiting on Nergigante to fly away, be careful about the flaming meteors crashing down nearly everywhere on its back. They can 1 or 2 shot you. Now one more thing before you go into the next phase. While on Zorah Magdaros' back, try to mine as much of the rocks found on Zorah Magdaros' back as you can, since they will also give you materials. Now with phase 1 being done, let's head over to the second one. Now for the second phase we need to take him out with some ballistas and some cannon shots. So let's take a look at its weaknesses so we know exactly where to shoot. Now as you guys can see, there are 2 main points we can break during phase 2. The other break point can only be done in phase 1 and we have already done that by beating the cores. So the first break point is his head. Simply focus the cannon and ballista shot at it and eventually it will break. Items received by breaking its head are Zorah Magdaros' magma. The second break point is his belly. Again, simply focus the cannon and ballista shots on it and eventually it will break. Items received by breaking the belly are Zorah Magdaros' carapace. I wouldn't recommend the ballistas to shoot at Zora since they simply don't deal that much damage. If you ever need to get rid of some bird monsters however, these will get the job done. Alright, then for positioning and cannon usage. Now first off, look at the NPCs loading the cannons. Those cannons are most likely already filled up with 5 cannonballs, which is the maximum. And since NPCs won't shoot the cannons, simply run up to those and fire them. Since doing so will make the NPCs start loading them up again and you can fire them again later on. Then look for the cannons that stand nearby an ammo box and start loading them and fire away at every 5th cannonball. Repeat this process until there are no cannonballs left in the box. Now after some time you will hear the handler scream that Zora is not yet weak enough. If you kept up the pace, this is your cue for heading down onto the ship positioned on the left side. Now jump down onto the ship and run up to the cannon positioned there. There are 2 cannons that you can immediately fire away since yet again some NPC filled them up. Now repeat the process of loading up the cannons to 5 shots and fire away until the commander will shout at you that it is now time to use the Dragonator. The Dragonator is the huge cannon located on the side of the ship, which will drive a huge lance right into Zorah Magdaros. The detonator, however, is on the upper part of the ship where we just jumped down, and by pulling it, you will deal a huge chunk of damage to the beast. Now after that, run back to the cannons on the ship and keep firing away until it eventually retreats to die. There are not that much attacks that Zora can do while we're on the barricades, but he will occasionally fire a large flaming boulder at you whenever you're on the wall or the ship. So try to watch out for those as they can pretty much one-shot you. Now after a pretty long and tiresome fight, you finally defeated Zorah Magdaros. Now pray to be lucky enough to receive a Zorah Magdaros gem, since this is a rare material that is needed to craft his chest armor. Now with that being said, that's it again for this video. I really hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and comment down below on what guide I should make next, and also, feel free to subscribe to my channel for some more Monster Hunter content in the future or other content related to games. And as always guys, I love you all, wish you a very good day, and peace out boys.